travel, it is important for astronauts to remain healthy, especially during long voyages. However, maintaining a proper nutritional diet during space travel is becoming a more difficult task to accomplish due to longer mission hours. Without a properly balanced diet, astronauts are prone to conditions such as bone loss, weakening of the muscles, kidney stones, and high iron levels. Bone loss is the most common condition in astronauts after a mission to space. This condition is caused by the lack of calcium and vitamin D in the body. In space, the body does not absorb calcium as well as it does here on Earth. Therefore, foods with high amounts of calcium are used to make up for the loss. Additionally, foods with high amounts of vitamin D are necessary since this nutrient is usually attained through the sun's rays. Since space shuttles are designed to block out the sun's rays, astronauts get no vitamin D. Another problem that commonly arises during space travel is the formation of kidney stones. Kidney stones mainly form because of the high amounts of sodium that are present in space foods. Although high levels of sodium are used to maintain healthy bones, it is still a minor health problem. Another major problem that arises during space travel is the excess of iron in the body. This mainly happens because in space the body reduces the number of red blood cells, which in turn releases more iron into the body. Additionally, space meals today include foods which may be found in the everyday market here on Earth. Since Earth's foods have a high amount of iron in it, the space food is yet another factor to the high levels of iron in the astronaut system. The high levels of iron are dangerous because this creates oxidation, which leads to even more bone loss. With all these problems, proper nutrition becomes a very important issue throughout the entire mission, which needs solving. The space foods that provide the proper nutrition for the astronauts have changed drastically throughout the years. Space food was first introduced in the form of bite-sized cubes and semi-liquids stored in tubes. These foods didn't provide the astronauts with a healthy enough meal. However, due to the shortness of the mission, the astronauts weren't affected too much. Later on, as space missions began to last longer, a healthier meal plan became necessary. Today's meal plans are designed by the crew members with the help of dietitians. The foods in the meal plans are from grocery stores. They are canned and freeze-dried so that they may be taken on the missions. In order to keep track of the astronauts' dietary intake, nutrient analysis software programs calculate what nutrients the astronauts have eaten. This helps in seeing if there needs to be any changes in the astronauts' diet. Even though this meal plan is appetizing to the astronauts, it is still flawed. The grocery foods included in the meal plan increase the levels of iron in the astronauts' bodies. This leads to oxidation. A way to revise the meal plan would be to include more foods rich with antioxidants, calcium, and vitamin D. By adding antioxidants into the meal plan, bone deterioration would decrease since antioxidants are known to reduce oxidation, which is the cause of bone deterioration. Some foods that are rich in antioxidants are fresh fruits and vegetables. Another way to reduce bone loss in space is by increasing calcium absorption. By including foods rich in vitamin D and calcium, such as spinach and soy milk, calcium absorption would increase. Another problem with the meal plan is that it relies heavily on food provided by the Earth. This reliance on the Earth is a problem because shuttles can only hold a limited amount of space food, and if space missions are going to last longer, more food needs to be prepared beforehand. Additionally, the space shuttles in which the astronauts travel in must be able to hold all of this food. In order to alleviate this reliance, greenhouses could be built into the space shuttles. A greenhouse would allow the astronauts to cultivate their own foods in space and incorporate these fresh foods into their diets. Additionally, the plants in the greenhouses would provide the astronauts with an inexhaustible source of oxygen, which would lessen the reliance on the oxygen tanks. In conclusion, a way to lessen the reliance that space travel has on the Earth's resources would be to construct greenhouses that can be used in space travel.